As you can see behind us, we are back here at the site for now the officially confirmed Universal Studios Great Britain. I'm here with Marcus. Welcome to the field!
So Daniel,
Hello.
why are you so close to me?
I know this is a bit strange, isn't it? There's a third chair.
I feel uncomfortable.
But no, the weather is lovely. We are back, like I said, and we're back next to each other because today, as you may have seen in the title and the thumbnail, we have a special guest coming on. And we want to get some guests on throughout this series, don't we? We want to get some like other YouTubers, creators, maybe even just, I don't know, local people, friends, ambassadors.
Doris from the cafe down the road.
Further into this series, we want to do that. But we thought it'd be really cool right at the start of seeing this whole announcement, which we've talked about in the previous 2 episodes. We thought it'd be really cool to have someone on who has a bit of a different side to the story.
Someone who knows what they're talking about.
Yeah, true.
This person that will be joining us in this empty seat that definitely no one is sitting in right at this moment in time is a member of Parliament, Daniel.
Yes, and is actually a theme park enjoyer themselves. So even before this announcement, we've been planning this, but please welcome Chris Curtis, the MP of Milton Keynes North.
Hello, I'm Chris Curtis. I'm the MP for Milton Keynes North.
Thanks for coming to do this interview on the field.
No, thanks for having me. It's great to be here. I've spent a lot of time meeting all 50 members of your brilliant crew.
We feed them Kit Kats, so
There's rappers in here.
don't tell everyone that.
Kit Kat rappers.
So, are you as excited as we are right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
very excited. So outside politics, my biggest kind of nerdy interest is theme parks. Have travelled most of the world to visit theme parks before doing this, and it's great that now I won't have to travel so far to visit the newest one, because 5 years' time we're going to have one in the fields behind us,
There it is,
shooting up.
I mean, you say you visited ones around the world. I want to know, what are your favourite ones you've been to? What's your favourite roller coasters, theme parks, whatever?
So I'm a big fan of Islands of Adventure in Orlando.
I think we both are as well, aren't we? Yeah,
And,
amazing.
Planning to go back out there later this year to do Epic when it's open, because it does
looks
look
so good.
fantastic. And I imagine if you ask me that question in a few months' time, it's going to be Epic, isn't it? I mean, it looks incredible what they've done there.
I just can't believe all of the different areas. I hope that's what comes here. Is there anything you like hope for in this park?
They were talking a bit on the BBC about some of the IPs they might be using.
Yeah.
I think what we want something a bit new and different, and maybe a bit more British to it.
Yeah, that's true.
They shouldn't just try and... I hope they don't try and replicate like what we've seen in Orlando in the US. I mean, if nothing else, it's a gorgeous day today, but there's going to have to be a lot more things inside, aren't there? Because it's not always going to be nice and sunny. I think we've seen a bit of that from like the concept art they've put out. There's a lot more indoor rides than you'd probably get in...
Very true.
In the parks in Florida.
From all the parks you've been to, what would you say is your favourite roller coaster?
Oh,
I'm interested in this.
Yeah, yeah.
want to hear this.
very good question. I genuinely mean this, not just saying this because, you know, I have to be patriotic, but massive fan of Nemesis and massive fan of Nemesis Reborn as well. So
That's a good answer.
it is one of the best roller coasters in the world, and we've already got it here in the UK.
Fantastic, yeah.
The Eye is incredible.
Yeah, it's so good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Have you done Hyperion at all?
I haven't done Hyperion yet.
That one's really good as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
When
yeah.
it's open.
When it's open, yeah. Speaking of Hyperion, though, we could be getting, from the concept art we've seen, we could be looking at a new tallest coaster in the UK here. Have you seen the concept art?
I've seen the concept art,
Yeah,
but I did.
yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you've measured height from it.
Oh, we...
It's so sad. Right. So there's a blue one on the left. Everyone thinks it's going to be Back to the Future, which I think would be incredible. This is really sad now. There's like a spike on it that goes really tall up, and the way the supports are structured looks like it'll be 200 foot plus. So that, yeah, exactly.
How do you know this?
It's just everyone online saying it as well.
Yeah.
Everyone's so like enticed by it.
You also have to remember that we've been living here for the past 6 months. we live at this field. We've not left, nor has the 50-man camera crew.
There's a nerdy, and like, it's relevant to this park as well. Like, one of the problems we've had, I think, in creating world-class theme parks in the UK before is like the planning system has made it so difficult for us to build theme parks. You think about, like, you talk about height, like you think about Alton Towers and the fact that they've been pretty much banned from building anything tall
Above the tree line, yeah.
above
they
the
can't
tree
go above.
line.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, in many ways, it forces innovation on them. That's quite exciting, but at the same time it limits their ability to do things like tall, interesting roller coasters. I think as well they were forced to turn the Don't Look Down bit off of Oblivion, weren't
Yeah,
they?
they were.
Because it was
That was a while
upsetting
back.
neighbours.
Yeah.
Or you think about like Fort Park, which is obviously brilliant, but had so many restrictions in the early days put on what rides that they could put in. I think they had to pretend everything was educational.
That's gone well for them since.
Well, quite, yeah. And deteriorate. I think they've stretched the definition of educational over time. But like here, we're going to have it all sorted out nationally, planning permission granted, so that they can build the kind of exciting, innovative, world-leading theme park that can bring millions of people to the UK. So, fighting through that planning system that has held back British theme parks.
Forwarding on from that, even
Yeah.
the millions of people that will travel, what impact do you reckon this will have on
it's-
the Bedford area and the UK in general?
I think there's like a lot of conversation in politics, and like we talk about the economy at the moment that's sort of quite doomy and gloomy. And actually, one of the things we need to do, I think about this a lot as like a member of parliament, is rebuild a sense of national confidence. Like, it's so important to have a country that feels confident in itself. I think one thing that can help sort of rebuild that sense of national confidence is building a project like this.
Yeah, 100%.
Something that's big, exciting, joyful, fun. It's not just about the roller coasters. It's actually about a country that's ambitious about its future. Saying to the world that we believe that we can build big, exciting things, and you can come here, and we also believe in having a bit of fun while we do it, because investment in the UK doesn't just have to be about grey old factories and buildings. Joy is also pretty important economic strategy, and the park's going to bring jobs, it's going to support tourism, but most importantly, I hope, particularly for people around here in Bedford and Milton Keynes, it helps to rebuild that sense that we are a country that really believes in a more exciting future again. To have yesterday a really good news story about something exciting and fun is pretty good.
Yeah, I bet as a fan of theme parks as well, this is like a dream come true then for
Oh
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
On my doorstep,
Yeah.
massive international theme park, signed off just after I got elected as a politician. Is like, that's like I could do this job for 30 years. I'm never going to have anything like that successful to myself as that moment yesterday. So that's been great.
A bit of a different question. What challenges do you reckon they could, if any, face when they construct this theme park here? From your understanding, do you reckon there's any challenges they could face?
Without wanting to be too boring, the UK system of regulation around building things has got a little bit out of control, and we are trying to row back on a lot of those restrictions, like the amount of organisations that have to say yes before you can build anything, the number of sort of different things that you have to think about, from different types of newts and bats and everything else before you can build something, has made it too difficult for lots of these pretty large, significant infrastructure projects to happen in the past. So I hope this doesn't end up happening this time, but we need to, in government, make sure that we're moving those barriers out of the way, so this project and many others like it can actually get built and not just held up in like years and years of lawyers and paperwork and everything else that's stopped us from building a load of good things in Britain.
Yeah, I mean, there was a thing many years ago, the London Resort over in Kent, that was supposed to happen, and even like the environmental issues you said about that was what?
That was spiders, wasn't it?
Yeah, jumping
spiders.
There better not be any here, but
What's really good about this one as well is it's got such positive support from the local community.
92% said that they want it to happen. I think backed it, which is amazing.
We hardly ever get 92% of people supporting anything that I've ever seen before, I think. So that's pretty positive. And I was just down at the cafe in Stuartby, fantastic cafe. If anybody comes up, go to the cafe in Stuartby.
Sponsored now.
Yeah. Didn't pay me to say that, but great jacket potato. They said that they had some journalists go in yesterday, including one from a national newspaper. And they were going around and interviewing everyone in the cafe, trying to get them to say that they opposed the project, and they couldn't find a single person that opposed the project, and then stormed off in a huff. So yeah,
that's actually jokes on that person that tried to go in and make everyone say that negative
they
stuff.
sort of went to they went to the slightly elder lady in the corner. I wasn't there, so I'm not calling somebody elderly. I wasn't there, but they went to the. I'm told they went to the elderly woman in the corner, expecting her to be like, "Oh, this is outrageous. It's going to ruin the character of the local area." And she went, "It's brilliant. It's going to be great for my grandkids."
Yeah. I'm so glad there's so much support for it. Like, I feel like everyone is, like you said, just backing this the full way. Like, no matter their age, grandchildren can go, children can go, or they can go, like anyone.
Yeah. There's a real buzz in the Stuartby cafe.
We're going there afterwards.
We'll go.
How do you reckon it will impact Milton Keynes?
I mean, it's a load of jobs. like, I think they were saying 20,000 jobs during construction.
And 8,000 on.
And then 8,000 permanent jobs afterwards. I think they were saying 80% of those jobs are going to come from Bedford, central Bedfordshire, Milton Keynes or Luton.
Yeah.
So for like kids growing up in Milton Keynes at the moment, and like they're really good jobs as well, as you'll know from Universal Studios around the world, it's a real range of different skills that are going to be needed. So for kids growing up in Milton Keynes at the moment, they can be aspiring to potentially do some of those brilliant jobs in 5-10 years' time. Thinking about how we can like build those relationships with like local colleges across the area and the region. I think the Prime Minister visited one of those colleges when he came up. But also, it's really good for the local economy. It's not just the theme park. There'll be the hotels that are going to be built. Yeah. This railway line here is going to get a lot more exciting, because obviously for Milton Keynes to be able to get to Oxford, to Cambridge, and it's going to continue to make the case for upgrading that railway line, which increases kind of links across the area.
I mean, if they keep the 2-car train on that, it might be a bit busy coming in 2031.
Yeah. Tell us more about what you know about the growth corridor between Oxford and Cambridge.
I mean, what we've noticed is there is a really exciting bit of the country that runs from Oxford and Cambridge, which has the potential to have massive impacts on the British economy. You've got like world-leading universities, you've got space to build lots of new homes, which are, if you only have to walk around here to see the number of new homes that are being built, loads of really exciting, innovative businesses that are moving in. And what I would say about the growth corridor, as we're calling it, so it's the route from Oxford to Cambridge, and it follows this railway line here, which is eventually going to have trains running all the way down. I think Oxford to Milton Keynes trains are going to be running from autumn this year, and then eventually they're going to be going all the way across to Cambridge, like they used to until it was closed down in the 1960s, 70s. So really exciting potential for new jobs, new investment, new companies. But I think what this helps to show is often when we talk about the Oxford-Cambridge corridor, we focus on either end. We talk about Oxford and Cambridge because, to be blunt, like anyone in the media or often in the top of politics, that's where they went to university, so they sort of know those bits. But actually, the real excitement, the real potential is in that middle bit between Oxford and Cambridge, because there's a lot more space to do interesting things. And I hope that, we've still got Luton Airport expanding down the road. That's really exciting and help support this. You've got the theme park being built here. Over in Milton Keynes, there's loads of really exciting, innovative. We've got autonomous buses on our roads, for example. Wow. So loads of really exciting, innovative projects happening. So I hope this kind of makes the case that corridor's great, but this middle bit is also pretty exciting.
Yeah. And Puy de Fou, is it Puy de Fou? Is that how you say it?
Bicester,
That's in Bicester. Near Bicester, there's an attraction opening that is all live entertainment based. It's a French based one, but they're looking to build in Bicester as well, which is really cool.
Because Bicester's on the train line as well, right?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah.
Bicester Village is one of the most visited attractions in the UK. It's one of the most visited. It's shockingly high up the list of places that are most visited.
Wow. Until this, in 6 years' time.
Yeah. Can it overtake Bicester Village?
That's the goal.
Yeah.
So excited about it. The past 2 days, we've just been sat there constantly talking about it. I couldn't sleep the first night it came out. I think Marcus is the same.
But they had to drop the announcement at midnight, which is very selfish of them. When I'm trying to get my sleep.
It was 1 minute past midnight. It was embargoed too. So
1 minute past
midnight. It's market sensitive as well, so they couldn't had to go at exactly that moment, and even us politicians didn't know beforehand.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
So was this a big shock to you when it first sort of came up, or?
Well, I mean, we knew something was coming, and we'd seen different press reports, but I think I was just still awake, lying in bed when I saw the fantastic Mikey Smith and others start tweeting about it. So
we've been making episodes here for so long, and we've been waiting for just the announcement of that it's been approved or something's happening, but for the announcement to happen at the same time as getting a full overview concept art of the entire park was just so overwhelming and so exciting.
I was so yesterday we popped in. There was a wonderful reception that was done by the Mayor of Bedford and Universal, and they gifted the mayor a massive framed version of the concept art.
No
and I think they're gonna put it up in the everyone to sign it, and I think they're going to put it up in his offices up at
that's so cool.
Town Hall or whatever, wherever the Mayor of Bedford sits.
Are you getting an annual pass?
Look, there's been lots of politicians that got in trouble for taking freebies recently, so I might shy away from that. But I'm going to desperately try and get tickets to opening day because after dreaming about it for so long, like working so hard with the government to get this project across the line, really determined to ensure that I'm here when the first gates open and
we will
can see what it looks
there.
like. Yes,
We're going to be right here. Well, not here. Wherever the theme park is over there.
Yeah, it'd be interesting. Like, are you gonna stay sitting here and watch it like film it go up behind us, or do you think they're gonna put like big barriers up so you can't see anything anymore?
Well, I mean, the idea was always that we would sit here in our little chairs and everything behind us would change. We'll do that for as long as we can.
I mean, literally, like, as long as they don't put some ugly tarp up or something over these fences, we'll probably still be here just documenting it because. I mean, we're quite local, so it's just amazing either way. We want to cover it as best we can. So why not sit here? We won't camp here or anything. We'll just come back and go back home, obviously. But yeah, we can't wait for it. And glad to hear you can't wait for it too.
Yeah, very excited.
Well, thank you very much for joining us. It's very, very kind of you to come and speak to us.
No, thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Very exciting. And I'm glad that I can have a politician delivering some good news for a change.
Yes,
so,
1,000,000%, yeah.
And thank you very much. Oh, he's gone. Get your microphone back, Marcus. What are we doing with the... Should we just sit like this still?
Where did he go? Chris? But no, honestly, thank you so much to Chris. That was actually really insightful.
It was very insightful. Like I said, different look on this entire situation. I don't know why I'm looking in that direction. There's no one there.
But Daniel, after Chris disappeared, I got some more intel from Chris.
Oh, go on. Spill the beans.
This is insanely interesting.
Okay, right. I'm interested to hear
that
this.
time-
Shall I sit back there?
No.
Okay, let's just do the rest of the episode like this.
So, what I learned in the time that it took Chris to disappear, I learned from Chris that... Why is my phone not unlocked? I learned 3 very interesting things, right? And we'll go from, I guess, least interesting to... insanely interesting, right?
Okay, well, I'm interested now because in the process of him disappearing, Marcus has not actually told me any of this stuff, so God knows what he's about to say. I'm excited. So should you. Subscribe.
We kind of already knew this already, but he confirmed that the government will be the ones investing in the road infrastructure and the rail infrastructure. Mm-hmm. So the Wixham station, whatnot, bits and bobs, East West Rail, and all the roads that connect the car parks to the A421, all the government's funding.
So there's the answer to that question. We were discussing that before.
Confirmed
now.
Now we get into the actual park itself. So everything on the field, everything that is the theme park is obviously being paid for by Comcast, by Universal. Apparently, according to Chris, I believe he said that 40% of the park's earnings will go back into new investments for the park.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. And even more interesting is that there should be a new ride or a new investment every 2 years. That seems pretty exclusive, doesn't it?
That is very exclusive. Oh my God.
Chris, thank you.
See, that's my point though, is it's just nice to theme park enthusiasts, creators, everything like that would be cool on this podcast, but to get an insight like that by someone who's a member of parliament who has a different sort of like look upon it and hearing that as well, that's mega.
Big news. Cardboard box.
But no, so every 2 years then, so that means 2031 it opens, 2033 we get a new area, new ride, which means they are leaving expansion plots. We've seen in the concept art, as we delved into last time, there are these green gaps of trees. Those could be the expansion plots we're looking at. No, that's very, very interesting.
Yeah.
I'd really like to hear that.
So everyone judging the park off just this first concept art, which by the way, the concept art could change as well. It's important to remember that is how the theme park starts.
Yeah, it's a good starting point.
It's an amazing starting point. I think that park looks incredible. There's going to be even more investments following that.
Yep.
Apparently every 2 years. So,
wow,
incredible. That's huge.
You can relate that to so many different parks though when they first open. More recently, Epic Universe, there's a considerable lack of I think there's about 13 rides in that park, and that's about it. And I know there's shows and other stuff to see, but 13 rides in a theme park may not seem like much compared to some. But again, it's a starting point. They've left expansion plots. Energylandia in Poland, that started as a very small little theme park with a few roller coasters and stuff. Now look at it. It's got the most roller coaster hardware in Europe and one of the biggest amount of ride hardware in the world.
Yeah.
So yeah, don't judge a book by its cover. Read the first few pages and the sequels. Thank you for watching this episode of The Field. Goodbye.
Bye-bye!